Where's my son?
I got ketchup on my blue jeans. I just burned.
Never knew they locked the door. Sure, they locked the door. What'd you think? I don't know. It just never occurred to me. Whew. 6 days. They should have finished this thing in 2. Talk, talk, talk. Did you ever hear so much talk about nothing?
Well, I guess they're entitled.
Everybody gets a fair trial. That's the system. Guess you can't say nothing against it.
How do you like that business about the knife? Did you ever hear a phonier story?
Well, you gotta expect that. You know what you're dealing with.
Yeah, I suppose. What's the matter? You got a cold?
A Lulu. These hot weather colds can kill you. Alright, gentlemen, let's take our seats.
Right, this better be fast. I've got an auction to go to tonight. I must be the only guy in the whole world who hasn't seen it yet.
How about sitting down? Hey, Carpenter, sit down, idiot.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's tough to figure, ain't it? A kid kills his father, bang, just like that. Well, it's the element. They let them kids run wild. Maybe it serves them right.
Is everybody here?
The old man's inside.
We'd like to get started here now.
Excuse me, gentlemen. I didn't mean to keep you waiting.
It's all right, sir. Just find a seat. All right, now, you gentlemen can handle this any way you want to. I mean, I'm not going to make any rules. We want to discuss it first, then vote. That's one way, or we can get right vote now.
Let's vote now. See if we can all go home.
Yeah, let's see who's where. Right, let's vote now.
Anyone opposed to voting right now? All right, all in favor of guilty, raise your hand.
He's guilty.
8, 9, 10. All right. 11 guilty. 9 guilty. Please raise your hand.
I'm juror number 8, and I vote not guilty.
All right, man, it's the carpetbagger that votes not guilty. All right, 11-1.
Someone's in the bankless saloon. You think he's not guilty?
Oh, no.
I never saw a man guiltier in my life. You sat right in the court and heard the same thing I did. The man's a dangerous killer. You could see it.
He's 19 years old.
That's old enough. He knocked his own father 4 inches into the chest. And a bunch of other things. He's a dangerous killer and needs to be taken off the streets now. I want to see him die.
They proved it a dozen different ways. Do you want me to listen?
No.
What do you believe his story?
I don't know whether I believe it or not. Maybe I don't.
So what did you vote not guilty for?
There were 11 votes for guilty. It is not easy for me to raise my hand and send a boy off to die without talking about it first.
Who says it's easy for me?
No one.
What? Just because I voted fast? I think the guy's guilty. You couldn't change my mind if he talked for 100 years.
Well, I don't want to change your mind. I just want to talk for a while. Look, this boy's been kicked around all his life. You know, living in a slum, his mother dead since he was 9, that's not a very good heart start. He's a tough kid, angry kid. You know why slums kids get that way? Because we knock them on the head once a day, every day. I think maybe we owe him a few words, that's all.
I don't mind telling you this, mister. We don't owe him a thing. He got a fair trial, didn't he? You know what that trial cost? He's lucky he got it. Look, we're all grown-ups here. You're not gonna tell us that we're supposed to believe him, knowing what he is? I've lived among them all my life. You can't believe a word they say. You know that.
I don't know that. What a terrible thing for a man to believe. Since when is dishonesty a group characteristic? You have no monopoly on the truth.
It ain't Sunday. We do not need a sermon, buddy. Come on.
What this man says is very dangerous.
I don't see any need for arguing like this. I think we ought to discuss this like gentlemen.
Right.
If we're going to discuss this case, let's discuss the facts.
I think this is a good point, gentlemen. We got a job to do, so let's get after it, son.
If you gentlemen don't mind, I'm going to close the window. It was blowing on my neck.
I may have an idea here. It might be a shot in the dark, but I think our goal is to try to convince this man that we're right and he's wrong.
Yeah.
Amen. Maybe if we each took a minute or two, we could try it on for size and sort this thing out. Amen.
Yep.
That's fair enough. Suppose you go once around the table, son.
Oh, well. I just think he's guilty. I mean, no one proved otherwise.
Nobody has to prove otherwise. The burden of the proof is on the prosecution. The defendant doesn't have to open his mouth. That's in the Constitution, the Fifth Amendment. You've heard of it.
Oh well. I don't know. I just think he's guilty.
Okay, let's get to the facts here. Number one, let's take the old man who lived on the second floor, right? Underneath the room where the murder took place. At 10 minutes after 12, on the night of the killing, he heard loud noises in the room resembling an argument. He said it sounded like a fight. Then he heard the kid say, "I'm gonna kill you!" A second later, heard a body falling. He ran to the door of his apartment, looked down and saw the kid running down the stairs and out of the house. Then he called the police. They found the father with a knife in his chest. That's it.
And the coroner said the time of death was around midnight, son.
Right. Now what else do you want?
His entire story is flimsy. He claimed he was at an auction. It's a little flimsy, ain't it? He couldn't even remember what kind of cows was being sold.
Now that's right. That's right. Did you hear that?
Look, what about the woman across the street? If her testimony ain't prove it, nothing will.
That's right. She saw the killing, didn't she?
Now let's go in order.
Just a minute. Here's a woman who's lying in bed and can't sleep. It's hot. You know. Anyways, she looks out the window, and right across the street, she sees the kid stick the knife into his father. She's known the kid all his life. His window is right opposite hers, across the L tracks, and she swore she saw him do it. Amen, brother, amen.
Windows of a passing elevated train.
They proved it in court. You can look through your window at night and look through that passing L train, even if it's nighttime. They proved it.
Amen.
I'd like to ask you something. How come you believe her? She's one of them, ain't she?
You're a pretty smart fella, ain't you?
Come on now, boys. Let's settle down.
Come on now, just sit down. Why you let him get you all set? It's all right. Come on.
Calm down now. Number 5, it's your tongue.
You know, I'll just pass it.
That's your privilege. Number 6. Right now. I don't know. I was starting to get convinced, with the testimony from this paper across the hall. Didn't they say something about an argument between the boy and the father around, I believe around 7 o'clock? That night too? I can't be wrong though.
I think it was 8 o'clock, not 7.
That's right, about 8 o'clock. They heard the father hit the boy twice and saw the boy angrily walk out. What does that prove?
Nah. Well, anything else? All right. How about you?
I don't know. Most of it's been said already. We can talk all day about this thing, but I think we're wasting our time. Look at the kid's record. At 15, he was in reform school. He stole a car. He's been arrested for mugging. He was picked up for knife fighting. I think they said he stabbed somebody in the arm. This is a very fine boy.
Ever since he was a boy, his father beat up on him regularly. He used his fists.
So would I, with a boy like that.
Right. It's the kids. They don't listen. I've got a kid. He was 8 years old. He ran away from a fight. I saw him. I was so ashamed. I told him right out, I'm gonna make a man out of you. Bust you up into little pieces trying.
Marsh! You in there? There you is! What you get up to today? Oh, hey! Ah!
When he was 15, he hit me in the face. He's big, I haven't seen him in 3 years. Rotten kid, you work your heart out. All right, let's get on with it.
We're missing the point here. This boy, let's say he's a product of a filthy neighborhood and a broken home. We can't help that. We're not here to get into the reasons of why slums are breeding grounds for criminals. They are. I know it. So do you. The children who come out of slum backgrounds are potential menaces to society. We all know it.
Any part of them. Believe me.
I've lived in a slum all my life.
Now listen here.
I used to play in backyards filled with garbage. Maybe it still smells on me.
Now let's play rings and all. Nothing personal here now.
There is something personal.
Come on now, he wasn't talking about you. No need to be so sensitive.
Understand this sensitivity.
Stop bickering. We're wasting time. Now it's your turn.
Alright, I had a peculiar feeling about this. Somehow I felt that the defense counsel never really conducted a thorough cross-examination. He was appointed by the court to defend the boy. He hardly seemed interested. Too many questions were left untalked about.
What about the ones that were asked, for instance? Like that cute little switchblade knife that perfectly fine and upright kid admitted to buying.
Alright, let's talk about it. Let's get in here and look at it. I'd like to see it again. Mr. Foreman?
Y'all know what it looks like. I don't see any need in looking at it again. What do you think?
A man has a right to see exhibits and evidence.
All right with me.
That's a pretty strong piece of evidence, don't you agree?
I do.
The boy admits going out to the auction after being slapped by his father around 8 o'clock.
Or punched.
Punched, he went to the neighborhood store and bought a switch knife. The storekeeper was arrested the following day for selling it to the boy. It was a very unusual knife. The storekeeper identified it and said it was the only one he had in stock. Why did the boy get it? As a present for his friend. That's what he says. Am I right so far?
Right.
You bet he's right. Listen to this man. He knows what he's talking about.
Next, the boy claims that on the way home, the knife must have fallen through a hole in his pocket, that he never saw it again. This store gentleman, you know what actually happened? The boy took out the knife home, and a few hours later, he stabbed his father with it, and he even remembered to wipe off the fingerprints. Everyone connected with this case identified the knife. Now are we trying to tell me that someone on the street picked it up off the street and went up to the boy's house and stabbed his father with it just to be amusing?
No. I'm saying that it's possible that the boy lost the knife and that someone else stabbed his father with a similar knife. It's possible.
Take a look at this knife. It's a very unusual knife. I ain't ever seen one like it, neither had the storekeeper who sold it to the boy. Are you trying to make us accept a pretty incredible coincidence?
I'm not making anyone accept it. I'm just saying it's possible.
And I'm saying it's not possible.
All right, man. Oh.
What are you trying to do?
What is this? Who do you think you are?
It's the same knife.
Quiet! Let me quiet!
I got it the other night around the corner by the boy's house. It cost me $2.
Now listen, you pulled a real smart trick here, but you proved absolutely nothing. There could be 10 knives like that for all I care.
Maybe there are.
The boy lied and you know it.
Maybe he lied. Do you think he lied?
Damn right he lied. Of course he did.
What about you?
You don't have to ask me that. You know my answer. Of course he lied, boy.
You think he lied?
I don't know.
Now, wait a second. What are you, the guy's lawyer? Listen, there's still 11 of us who think he's guilty. You're alone. What do you think you're going to accomplish? If you want to be stubborn and hang this jury, he'll be tried again and found guilty. Sure, he's born.
Probably right.
So what are you going to do about it? We can be here all night. It's only one night. A man could die.
Well, whose fault is that?
Do you think me like ran over it again? What I mean is...
Did somebody force him to kill his father? How you like him? Nobody forced him.
Perhaps this is not the point.
No one forced anyone, but listen.
Look, gentlemen, we can spitball all night here.
Well, I was gonna say.
Just a minute. Some of us have better things to do than sit in a jury room.
I can't understand a word in here. Why do we all gotta talk at one time?
He's right. I think we should all figure it out, son.
What do you say? You're the one holding up the show here.
Well, I've got a proposition to make.
All right.
I want to call for a vote. An 11-man secret ballot. If everyone votes guilty, then I will vote guilty and we will be done here. But if one man votes not guilty, we're going to keep going.
Okay, let's do it.
I agree. Yep.
That sounds fair. Anyone disagree?
No, sir.
Nada.
All right, pass these around.